Chapters 1. The Little Boy Who Never Lied. Once upon a time, there was a boy who never told a single lie. Not one ploy. He had a smile as bright as the sun, and he played with his friends, having fun. He said what he meant, and meant what he said, and everyone knew they could trust him. Instead, he was a shining example of honesty and truth, a loyal and faithful friend, from his head to his shoes. And so his story begins, with this little boy, a model of integrity, and a joy to behold and enjoy. Chapter 2. A Tempting Fib. One day, the boy was faced with a choice to tell the truth, or use his voice to tell a little fib, just to get his way, even though he knew it wasn't okay. He felt a twinge of guilt in his heart as he struggled to make a brand new start, but the temptation was strong, and it pulled him in, and he made a mistake, a little sin. He soon learned that lying had a cost, and the truth was worth more than he had thought, for when the truth came out, as it always does, it hurt his friends, and it hurt his cause. So he took a deep breath, and he made a vow to be honest and true, starting right now, for he knew that the truth was the only way to live a life of integrity, come what may. Chapter 3. The Consequences of Dishonesty. The boy thought he had gotten away with a little lie he told that day, but soon the truth came to light, and he was faced with the consequences of his plight. His friends were hurt, and they didn't trust the boy who had betrayed them, and whom they must have believed, but now they knew that he wasn't always honest and true. He felt the weight of his mistake and knew there was no excuse to make. He apologized and tried to make amends, hoping that one day he could make new friends. For he learned that honesty is the key to building trust and integrity, and that the consequences of dishonesty are never worth the pain and misery. Chapter 4. A Chance to Make Things Right. The boy knew he had made a mistake and he wanted to fix it. For goodness sake, he went to his friends and apologized and promised to always tell the truth, no lies. At first, they were hesitant and unsure, but the boy's sincerity, they couldn't ignore. They gave him a chance to make things right, and soon they were playing together, happy and bright. The boy felt a sense of relief that he had been given a chance to believe in himself, and in the power of honesty to make things right, and live life with integrity. And so he learned a valuable lesson, that admitting one's faults is not a regression but a step forward, towards a better way of living one's life, each and every day. Chapter 5. Telling the Truth, even when it's hard. The boy faced a difficult choice one day, to tell the truth, or to hide it away. He knew that the truth would be hard to hear, but he also knew it was the right thing to bear. So he took a deep breath, and spoke from the heart, telling the truth, right from the start, even though it hurt, and made him sad. He knew that in the end, it wasn't so bad. For his friends respected him even more, and knew that his word was one to adore. They trusted him, and held him dear, knowing that he would always be sincere. And the boy felt a sense of pride that he had stayed true, and not tried to hide from the truth, or run away, but faced it head on, come what may. For he knew that telling the truth, no matter what, was the right thing to do, and worth the shot, and that in the end, it would lead to peace and a life of honesty, which would never cease. Chapter 6. The Power of Honesty. The boy had learned a valuable lesson, that honesty was more than just a suggestion. It was a way of life, and a path to tread, to live with integrity, and be well read. He felt the power of honesty within, and knew that it was the key to begin living a life that was true and right, and full of love and kindness, day and night. For honesty had the power to heal and to help one see what was real, to build trust and understanding, and grow into the person that they wanted to know. The boy felt a sense of peace and joy as he lived a life that was honest and coy. He knew that he could face anything with the power of honesty, and the joy it could bring. And so he learned to value the truth and to use it as a guide to living proof of a life that was full of goodness and light, in the power of honesty, shining bright. Chapter 7. A Friend in Need. One day, the boy's friend was feeling down, and he didn't know how to turn it around. The boy knew that his friend needed some cheer, so he went to him, to be close and near. He listened to his friend, and showed he cared, and did his best to help him feel repaired. He knew that a friend in need was a friend indeed, and he wanted to be that friend, indeed. Together they laughed and played and had fun, and soon the clouds lifted. One by one the boy's friend felt better, and he knew that the boy was a friend, kind and true. And the boy felt a sense of pride and joy that he could be a friend, and help deploy the power of kindness, and the love it brings, to lift up one's heart, and give it wings. For he knew that a friend in need was a chance to do a kind-hearted deed, and to show the power of love and care to those in need, everywhere. Chapter 8. The Importance of Trust. The boy had learned a lot about honesty and how it could build trust and intimacy. He knew that trust was an essential key to any good friendship, you'd have to agree. For trust was the foundation upon which the strongest and most lasting bonds did stitch. It was the glue that held friends together, and the reason why they'd stick through any weather. The boy knew that trust took time to grow and that it was worth it. Don't you know, for when he trusted his friends, and they him their friendship blossomed like a lovely hymn. And so the boy took care to always be a friend that his friends could trust and see that he would always keep his word and be true and do his best to help them through. For he knew that trust was the heart of friendship, the core of love, and the bond that did equip us to be there for each other, come what may, and to help each other through each day. Chapter 9, Standing Up for What's Right. The boy faced a challenge one day to stand up for what was right, and not sway from the path of integrity and the truth, even if it meant going against the youth. He knew that sometimes it could be hard to stand up for what he believed, and to guard his values and principles with all his might and to keep them shining, like stars in the night. But he also knew that it was the only way to live a life that was meaningful, come what may, to be true to himself, and to his heart, and to do his best to do his part. So he took a stand, and he spoke up for what was right, and against what was corrupt, and even though it was hard, he felt a sense of pride that he had done what was right, and hadn't tried to hide. For he knew that standing up for what was right was the key to living a life full of light, and that it was worth it, even if it was hard to keep his values and principles standing guard. Chapter 10, The Boy Who Always Told the Truth. The boy had learned a lot on his journey of honesty, trust, and integrity. He knew that telling the truth was the way to live a life that was honest and gay. He had faced challenges, and made mistakes, but he always got back up, and never fakes. He stayed true to his values, and his heart, and did his best to do his part. And so the boy had become known as the boy who always told the truth, and shone a light of honesty for all to see, and he was loved for it, quite unanimously. For his friends knew they could trust him, without a doubt, and that he would never lie or twist the truth about. He was a model of integrity, and the power of living a life that was honest, every hour. And so the boy felt a sense of pride and joy that he had lived his life with honesty, and deployed the power of truth, to build trust and love, and to be the kind of person he was proud of. For he knew that telling the truth was the way to live a life that was meaningful, every day, and that it was worth it, to stay true to himself and to always be honest, like a book on a shelf.